Hi everyone, today I want to show you just how easy taking care of cast iron skillets can really be. Today I want to go over how to clean, maintain, and cook with your cast iron skillet to make it as easy for you as possible. The cast iron skillet does require just a few different changes than what you would use with your nonstick pans, but it is a very easy change and easy switch, and once you have made the switch over to cast iron skillets, you're going to absolutely love them as much as I do. About 9 months ago, my husband and I completely switched all of our nonstick pans over to our cast iron because our pans were completely destroyed and we wanted a non-toxic version. One of the reasons that it took me so long to switch over to cast iron was because I was very intimidated about the cleaning portion of taking care of your cast iron pans. You, in fact, can use dish soap when cleaning your cast iron skillets. I have been doing this the entire time we've switched over, and it has worked beautifully. The only caveat is that you might need to season your pans a bit more often. However, I have gone probably 5 or 6 months without seasoning my pans and wash them with dish soap every single day, and they still work beautifully. I just found a few more, so I was going to season them and decided that I should season my entire collection with you today and show you all of the steps. The only step that I would include in taking care of your cast iron skillets when washing them, as opposed to your nonstick, is that I do like to dry them with a towel right away to prevent any water droplets from sitting and causing rust on your cast iron skillet. But otherwise, it is very straightforward. Now let's talk about seasoning your cast iron skillet. You can kind of think of seasoning as polishing your cast iron skillet. It keeps it from rusting, and it also keeps your skillet a little bit more non-stick. For seasoning your cast iron, you will need a high temperature oil. I like to use vegetable oil or canola oil. You will also need a rag or paper towels, also work, and you want your pans to be clean. The goal here when adding oil to the pans is to have every single spot of surface of your pan covered in oil, but you do not want too much oil. So I would actually recommend going back through once you have oiled all of the pans and using a clean paper towel and just giving it a good wipe down with that, because otherwise it will become sticky in the oven and not all of the oil will be burned off. Once you have your pans coated in your oil of choice, you can go ahead and put them in the oven. You want to put them upside down so that any oil drips off. You can set your oven to 350 and you will bake these for 1 hour and then let them cool in the oven. You want them to be completely cool before you remove them. I also recommend putting down either some tinfoil or cookie sheets on the bottom rack to catch any oil drippings that may occur. You may need to do this step 3 times in order to achieve the shine that you are looking for a proper finish, but usually for used cast iron skillets, 1 does the trick. Once your pans are cooled, you can take them out and kind of evaluate the situation. As you can see, some of mine do have kind of this oil buildup because I didn't go back through it with a clean paper towel and remove this excess. It's fine. You can either bake it for longer or you can rewash your pan and it should kind of scrub that part off. But now your pans should be well seasoned and polished and ready to use. Now let's discuss cooking. It is not that difficult to cook on cast irons. However, if you go at it the way that you would with normal pans, you might be prone to errors. So make these simple changes and you should be cooking with them in no time. The thing that makes the biggest difference with cooking on cast iron is preheating your pan. So usually I like to turn the stove on and put my pan on the stove and let it sit there while I'm preparing the other ingredients. The cast iron skillets are not 100% non-stick, and so I would still use a little bit of oil while you're cooking in order to prevent your food from sticking further. And then the third tip is to let your food cook with minimal stirring, especially eggs. I've found that if you're trying to cook eggs on cast iron skillets, a little oil and letting them sit and cook before you scramble them together goes a long way. You really want to make sure that you're letting the food release from the pan. Cooking and cleaning and maintaining cast irons are really that simple. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any other tips.